Our Executive Director, Caitlin Coates.
Thank you, Terry. Thank you. Welcome, bienvenue, bonjour. I'm wearing my Pique-Nique pants. Caitlin?
Yes.
It is so lovely to be here this evening. I'm so excited to be part of our treehouse. This foundation is amazing. Just to be in your space and hear your stories and see what you're doing for kiddos and families in our community. Phenomenal. My heart is overflowing right now. So thank you for having me. Friends, thank you for being here and for joining us tonight. Virtual fundraising is weird. It is weird. And so please forgive us any flaws that we make this evening. If we forget and put an extra zero on the end of your donation, please allow us that. We are here to raise money to do the good work that our treehouse does. And there are just a few things that I want to share with you. I want to share with you that my auction has gone live, and so I will be bidding on auction items. Just because you see my name doesn't mean that you need to outbid me, but it's a good thing. Find someone you want to make them spend more money and make them spend more money. The live auction will go only until 8 o'clock tonight. 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
That's it. It is done and done. The auction items are all open now, though, so you can bid on anything. It's not like we're taking one and closing it. All of the live auction items are open until 8, so keep bidding them up. The silent auction will continue until 2 tomorrow. That's Saturday, 2 o'clock. So if there's something on our silent auction that you're really excited about, you can keep watching it. 11 o'clock in the morning, you can have some crepes. Oh, there's a crepe cake. And you can bid on that. You can tell your family and your loved ones, you can share it with them and say, hey, Caitlin, you know how much I love that live edge table. I really think that that would be a great gift for, I don't know, Arbor Day. And you could buy that for me because you love me so much. Anyhow, I'm gonna go ahead and bid on, oh wow, that's doing all right now. Boom, I'm making my first bid. I want you to make your first, your second, your third, your fourth, and your fifth. Ladies and gentlemen, we cannot do this without you, so please do bid often, bid rapidly, bid with your open heart, your open wallet. Know that your credit card can handle it tonight. Caitlin.
Yes, Shannon.
I told you I was gonna let you talk at some point.
I know.
Right?
I've been counting down.
You've been counting down. You feeling good about this?
Feeling good. Is
Okay.
it my turn?
It's your turn.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, Caitlin is our executive director and rapidly becoming my dear good friend. She's going to tell you all about the meeting and what work we are doing here at our treehouse.
Thank you, Shannon. Thank you all for being here tonight. My name is Caitlin Coast, and I'm the executive director here at our treehouse. And about a year and a half ago, we sat down and decided that it was time for a new logo. And as part of that logo design process, we decided that we wanted a tagline. So we came up with a number of different options and settled on one where grief has a place. So as we all know, grief is an inextricable part of the human experience. Grief is the price of love. Yet in much of the Western world, there is no place for grief. Grief is often bound by expectations around intensity and duration, and judgment abounds when one's grief experience does not align with these expectations. For those of us who have paid the price of love, we know that grief has no timeline and that grief will always be a part of our lives. We also know just how incredibly healing it can be to have another human being witness our pain, to feel like we belong, and to know that our grief has a place. But what does it really look like for grief to have a place? Sheryl Sandberg and Adam Grant, authors of one of my favorite books, Option B, tell a wrenching and powerful story about collective pain and the healing that can come from holding one another in grief. Sandberg's husband, Dave, died suddenly while they were on vacation. Their children were in 2nd and 4th grades. She writes, "When we arrived at the cemetery, my children got out of the car and fell to the ground, unable to take another step. I lay on the grass, holding them as they wailed. Their cousins came and lay down with us, all piled up in a big sobbing heap, with adult arms trying in vain to protect them from their sorrow." Sandberg told her children, "This is the second worst moment of our lives. We lived through the first, and we will live through this. It can only get better from here." She then started singing a song she knew from childhood, Oseh Shalom, a prayer for peace. She writes, "I don't remember deciding to sing or how I even picked the song. I later learned that it is the last line of the Jewish Kaddish, a prayer for mourning, which may explain why it poured out of me. Soon all the adults joined in, the children followed, and the wailing stopped. Sandberg and her children were reminded in that moment that they were not alone in their darkness and that their grief had a place. At our TreeHouse, we strive to ensure that youth and families feel a true sense of belonging, of feeling held in their grief. It's not just about creating a physical space, as we have learned over the last year, but about creating connection and community, welcoming and celebrating diversity, and meeting people where they are. We have also learned through the process of striving to ensure that grief has a place in our community, that grief is everywhere. In our current contextual climate, grief is a part of our daily existence. From the loss of connection with others to drastic changes in our daily routines, we have all been affected by COVID-19 and the safety precautions meant to keep us safe. While the impact of compounding loss often goes unrecognized in our society, the experience and its implications are very real. So again, what does it mean for grief to have a place? Over the last year, it has meant bringing grief awareness and education to our broader community, normalizing the grief experience for all, and serving as a resource and respite for those grieving a death. From participating in multidisciplinary community panel discussions, facilitating workshops for educators and mental health professionals, mentoring adjudicated youth, initiating social media campaigns, and creating physical spaces in the community for those who have lost something or someone during COVID, we have worked diligently to acknowledge and normalize our individual and collective grief experiences. For those who have experienced a death, we leveraged our creativity, and in the fall, rolled out a novel grief support program for children, teens, young adults, and families. Our virtual programming, activity kit deliveries, one-to-one phone calls, group Slack chats, and newsletters have helped to facilitate a sense of connection and belonging, and to ensure that grief has continued to have a place. As we continue to hold our TreeHouse families, we know that we too are being held by you, our donors. Our voices in harmony, together we will rise. Thank you.
Absolutely. Caitlin, you said it to me earlier. We were talking a little bit about how we've had to pivot this year, and with COVID and with lockdown and with restrictions and with social distancing and everything else, and by the way, both fully immunized, that our teen program, the teens were hitting some real Zoom fatigue. Well, we were able to switch platforms for our teens, and they're now in Slack, which this is the first time I've heard of it because I am not a teen, but how much do I love that we're meeting our kids, our families, our young people, our partners, our neighbors, the people that we love where they are. So Caitlin, thank you so much for that. And thank you for being a leader of just such a wonderful group of people. You're a phenomenal leader and you're a phenomenal human being. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
One of the very exciting things that we have done is been able to take some video of some of our families, some of our leadership, and some of our wonderful staff. So we're going to switch to video now. And again, remember, this is a first timer for us. Our amazing volunteer AV tech guy, Drew, none of this is his fault. It's probably mine, but we're going to switch over to some video now. So please enjoy this video. Pay attention to Erin. She is our youth and family coordinator, and also the West family is going to share their story with you.
however, I forget because I feel like this is the coolest part. This is a chance to be really creative. So once a month, our amazing volunteers come together and they build basically these kits that are delivered on families' doorsteps, whether that's building, memories and legacy for the person who died. There was an ornament around Christmas time. They made candles with the wish rolled up inside, and we light the candle on the wish. The feedback we've gotten back from families about that has been really touching, really special. So I'm really grateful we've been able to incorporate that into our program. I think there have been hundreds, I'm guessing, of kits that have gone out throughout this year. So thank you so much for providing us with the opportunity to do that.
Last November, we lost my wife and mom, Michelle, to breast cancer and liver cancer. And of course, that changed everything for us. And as a cool place in Mount Vernon called Maxdale's many years ago. It was Maxdale's and Cascade Pizza were two active places. So, so we hit it off, and then we were happy ever since. And we've been married for 25 years, but we didn't think we'd ever have kids. It's like, okay, well, it's just not meant to be. I went and bought a little used short box Dodge 4x4 truck, and I figured, I'll just go east and mountains, go fishing and stuff like that. As soon as I did that, Michelle goes, guess what? I'm not pregnant. And that was with this guy here. So the truck eventually at one point moved into an expedition, a minivan when the twins showed up. And we had the twins. And of course, I'm just excited. This is like, wow, twins, Michelle's crying. She's like, oh, twins. My only thing is, I just want to keep raising them in the way that she would have wanted and stuff. And hopefully I do a good job, and 10 years from now, they're all in high school and I'm coming out of trouble, and they're all doing great things.
You guys, what are some of your favorite memories of your mom?
Go to the beach. The beach is basically
Favorite place, and what would you do with your mom at the beach?
What would you do with rocks? Yeah, so then they would, so it's a whole process.
I just like to do whatever crazy vacation we went to. Probably the Yellowstone and Disney. Except they got sunburned in both places.
Probably going shopping because she always takes me shopping. Sometimes she gets stuff really crazy. Yeah, but then I think sometimes she's good anyways.
She went to her doctor, and then they did some tests, and then basically found out, this is, we think you got breast cancer or something. And the breast cancer was a stage 4. So we went from 0 to a 60 just like that. But from the point when she first found out about it, there had been like a couple of times with pain management stuff that she had to take to the emergency room. And then with COVID, only one person can go in. That made it really hard for other people to be there.
It was Grandma that did it.
Yeah, so then when she was finally going to the hospital, she not come back home and such. And then, so through all this, when she's finally in the hospital, I could tell her mom really will be there with Michelle, to have a person. And so that, as much as I want to be there, I could totally understand that. And then I kept working as much as I could, because I didn't know how much more, what was going to be happening. And then it was really, tough for the kids too and such. But through all the struggles and everything, and there's been such an outpour support for the community and such. And then the finally said, because Our TreeHouse came up with 2-3 different people. And I was like, I gotta check this place out. So I'm so glad I did, because it's like, before Michelle, I would always try to help or do things or do this fundraiser or lots of stuff. And it was totally new for me to raise my hands like, hey, I need help. But, I'm so grateful, so wonderful with the kids and helping navigate through their meeting emotions and what do we do next. And it's just been great to see them. It's been out on Zoom. This is the first time we've actually been here in the actual place, but just seeing them in front of the computer and stuff and talking and having smiles and stuff, and it's just been wonderful. So I really appreciate everything everyone does and such, and I look forward to more growth and healing with them. Anything else we can do. Thank you.
West family, thank you. Aaron, thank you for sharing what you do here, and to the Wests, thank you so much for sharing the story. Shane said it right there. I raised my hand and asked for help. I think that as an adult in this world, that is one of the things that we forget most. Is in elementary school we learn that you put your hand up and somebody will come and help you. In this world, put your hand up and somebody will come and help you. We are here to help you, to help our families, to help our kiddos, to help our young people to grieve, to understand what grief is, and to have a place for grief. I also am going to change my note a little bit and say, do you have a place for a fabulous beer basket? Because honestly, ladies and gentlemen, I am looking at the live auction items right now because I also am bidding with you. And I'm seeing how some of these things are going. The 7-night getaway to Maui, the beer is the answer, because the question is, what's in my glass? The getaway to Palm Desert, the wine cellar that started out with 18 bottles and is now down to 16 because it's in the room with me. That would be horrible. I wouldn't do that to you. The Lookout Orcas Island, 2 or 3 night stay, 2 or 3 nights. If you get there and want to stay 3, you can. I'm sure they let you upgrade for 4. The Mexican Fiesta, Lummi Island Escape, the beautiful Driftwood Arch, the Maple Falls Log Cabin for 3 night stay. There's no bids on the Maple Falls Log Cabin 3 night stay. You know what you could do? You could have an executive retreat weekend and just say, I'm going to go by myself. I'm taking 2 books and 2 bottles and I'm locking myself away for 2 days. What a fabulous thing. You don't get to leave until you finish those books and those bottles. Sometimes it's also maybe a large piece of brie that you take with you. Cheese is very comforting to me when I'm feeling a little stressed. I do like a little quiet time with my cheese. The crab feed for 6. Oh my gosh. 2 night stay on Lopez. And the one that you can absolutely buy me as a gift because it is gorgeous, 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 custom made live edge table designed by our very own Healing Hawk. Did you know that she is also a woodworker? The woman will go out and find a piece of a tree and turn it into a table for you. Also the silent auction item, beautiful things. The gorgeous quilted pillows, the lovely, the amazing gifts, the peace pole for the birds, beautiful things that we have. So what I'm going to ask you now is go bid, outbid someone else. Make sure that I earn the things that I'm buying. Watch that wine cellar because all you're really getting is going to be the fridge because I'm going to go crack open another bottle and we'll see how that turns out after we come back. Ladies and gentlemen, we do have another video that we're going to switch you to. Oh, hang on, someone's bidding, look at you. We have another video that we're going to switch to, and this is our very own Mary. She is our team director. I'm saying our team coordinator. I'm going to double check title. Yes, Mary is our team coordinator, and this is her talking about our team nights. Now, this video does say that the kids are meeting here, that the teens are meeting here in person. This is all gone virtual. That pivot, so important. Mary has taken everything she was doing in person and virtualized it. Virtualized? She's made it virtual. They're not in person right now. Anyhow, Drew, Terry, you guys ready for Mary's video? Okay, go bid on something. Watch Mary. Love you. See you in a bit.
Hi, my name is Mary Capizzolo, and I'm the Teen Night Coordinator at Our TreeHouse. I want to share with you a little bit about what's been going on this program year. I want you to first go back and picture it, March 2020. And in March, we decided, okay, we want to continue supporting our teens, and all of our lives as volunteers for me and for our teens was on Zoom. And I thought that we could just do what everything else in our life was doing and move from an in-person group to a video platform for our groups. And they totally flopped. no teens wanted to show up, and we didn't exactly know why. It was just the last chunk of our program year. But we all know what teens like. Teens like texting. And so I had the idea of trying out a chat platform, and I found Slack. So Slack's slogan is "Where work happens." And when they said that, I don't think they meant brief work, and yet here we are. We've had many new teens join our program over this year, and even though we've never seen each other face to face, they fit right in. We meet online twice a month. We all log into Slack where we chat each other. In addition to our twice monthly Slack meetings, we also deliver art kits to their homes quarterly. And what those art kits look like is it's usually a suitcase full of sketch kits, different art mediums. It's what the teens all love. They've all requested it. And they often post photos on Slack of both their artwork that they're making and also, of course, of their pets. So I feel so grateful to continue doing this meaningful work this year. And it's all thanks to your support. I'm so happy that you're all here tonight to sit in this really special place where we can really openly talk about grief and where you can help us support Whatcom County's families, teens, and young adults in the ways that we can do best.
Talking about what it is that we do and we do best. And the thing that we do best is take care of each other. Taking care of each other might also mean purchasing a live auction item for someone you love, not for yourself, such as some wine for your favorite MC. I don't know, how much fun would that be? I'm going to talk about that wine fridge a little bit more. It's gorgeous, it's awesome. Or that table made by our very own Caitlin. Not only will she make it with love, she would probably also make it with power tools, and that is a wonderful thing to watch. As I'm looking at the bid items, there's only a couple items in here that haven't got bids on them, so I'm very proud of you. If you haven't had a chance to see these gorgeous little gnome homes, I think that they're called birdhouses. I'm going to call them adorable twinkling gorgeousness. Our gnome homes, our fairy garden, how precious they are. Clump 3 of them together and build a little farmhouse around them. Your cat will love them. She may house mice in them for all I know. Gnome homes are gorgeous. Get on a gnome home and give it a good home in your fully sized human home. All of the wonderful things that are on our items, all of our wonderful donors, local amazing teams, Pause for a Beer, all of our breweries that have contributed, awesomeness that is the going on of the live and silent auctions. Live auction again closes at 8 o'clock tonight on the Nosy. 8 o'clock, it's turning off. We're all going to be raucous and excited because all of us are going to be picking up our phones to watch our live auction items because let's be honest, bid alerts, bid alerts. Silent auction closes tomorrow at 2 o'clock. So you've got all the time in the world to share anything that you see in there or to pool your money together and purchase yourself a triptych of gnome homes. I can't say it. Maison de Petit Person. There we go. Pique-Nique. Again, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you hanging out with us, and I appreciate you putting your credit card in that bid number. You've already loaded it up so that you can get in here and do it. You know that you can put it on credit and pay it off later. It's maybe not what my financial responsibility self says, but it is what my philanthropical self says. So ladies and gentlemen, we're going to come back to one more video. This next one, we've got 2 actually in a row. First one's going to be from Abby. Abby is our young adult coordinator. So a little bit older than teens, not our fully formed adults yet, but our young adults, we just started working with them just last year, right, Caitlin? Yeah, the young adult programs just came up last year, and Abby has taken on that side of the house. And then also a video from our young adults. So not only are you going to get to hear from Abby about what she is doing and what Our TreeHouse is doing, you're also going to get to meet some of those faces and some of those people that are going to tell you their story. So again, thank you for being here. Thank you for being with us. Bid, watch our videos, and we will be back with you in just a few minutes. Thank you.
my name is Abby, and I am the Young Adult Night Coordinator at Our TreeHouse. We got to launch this group in February of 2020, mere weeks before COVID changed everything. We got to meet about 3 times before we had to shift to a virtual format. And something like that in a group that was so new, I was sure was going to kill our momentum and we were just going to have to restart. But I was very, very wrong about that. In the last year, we have grown immensely and we have become so incredibly close. We started with 2 people at our very first meeting and we have since grown to 5. And we have become a family. We really have. Being able to come together and share stories and just be as close as we've come is so incredible. We laugh together, we cry together. We start every meeting with excitement and expectations, and we almost always end them with I love yous. And this family is something that I never thought I would find here, and it's never something I thought I would get to help create. So we are so incredibly thankful for your support as we have learned to grow together and learn the power of sharing our stories. Your support is what makes that possible. So thank you for coming tonight, and thank you so much for your support.
Hi, I'm Megan, and I have been attending TreeHouse's young adult section for over a year now, and I was motivated to find a grief support group after my roommate was unexpectedly killed in 2019.
Hi, my name is Lauren, and I've been a part of our TreeHouse for a little over a year now.
I went to one-on-one counseling, and nothing at Western was really working for me. I was able to find an Instagram ad kind of for TreeHouse, and it was showing that there was a young adult group that was starting soon, and so I sent an email and found out that it started the next day. So I took the leap of faith and I went for it, and since then I haven't really looked back.
The person who introduced me to TreeHouse was actually my therapist, who suggested I check it out because I was having a hard time dealing with my grief and the passing of my dad. He passed away a couple years ago in the ICU suddenly, so that was really hard because him and I were really close.
I've been going for over a year, and it's been the same group for most of the time. Since then, we've all just become very close. Even with it being over Zoom, we're able to connect as if we would in person. And I think that group dynamic has just been very helpful for me and navigating my grief journey.
The young adult group in our TreeHouse is a safe space for someone who may feel alone and might not know how to navigate their feelings and talk about their grief. And it's really helped me, talking about the stories about my dad, because the support system I have and his friends all live down south past Seattle, me living up in Bellingham, it was really hard. So I felt really isolated and alone. And whenever I'm in group, I don't feel that way, and I don't feel uncomfortable talking about things that would make most people feel uncomfortable.
There were times before I found TreeHouse that I didn't know how I would finish school up in Bellingham, and it just kind of felt like nothing was going right.
People say, just move on, and it's really hard to move on, and I feel like you can't really move on with grief. It stays with you forever, and it will be a big part of my life, and I've learned that it can be a good thing at sometimes too.
To find an atmosphere where I feel so supported has just been so important to me.
I feel like our TreeHouse provides me with a safe space and a non-judgmental space to talk about my grief and my feelings.
It's a really hard process to navigate your grief, and I think that to have a group that's designated to young adults who can kind of understand the stress of school and grief and friends and all these things has been very helpful for me, and I feel like I fit in well, and that I can understand how other people are feeling, and other people understand how I'm feeling. And so that has just been like so special to me.
It has helped me really, as we like to say, move forward with our grief and not move past it.
With that, I will say thank you, TreeHouse, and thank you for listening.
Yeah, it's a really good resource for people who may, need the outlet to talk about, the loved ones that have passed. And it's, a great resource if you feel like you need help, and to know that you're not alone and other people know what you're going through. Thanks for listening.
Stick with me. It's an atmosphere. It's not an atmosphere. It's an atmosphere. Mary, feelings. This is a place where our young people can have an atmosphere to atmosphere. It's amazing to see and to hear that because of our treehouse, somebody was able to stay in school after such a devastating loss as we have Pique-Nique. Phenomenal. Mary and I were sitting here watching the bidding going on as you were watching the videos. And some of these items, Tiffany Bergstone Evans, I see you. Brent Jaffe, I see you out there. I'm keeping an eye on you. Some of these items are going to go home with some really wonderful human beings, and some of them should go home with me. And that's all I really want to tell you. But let's be priority here now. Bid high, bid often. You've only got another, my watch might be totally wrong, 25-ish minutes. And if we end early, that doesn't mean the bidding ends early. It means that you get to turn us off and go and bid more, and then call your friends and get them to sign up real quick. Because the live auction, again, we're shutting it off at 8 o'clock tonight. Live auction, 8 o'clock, done. Silent auction items, they go through till 2 tomorrow. So you know that, 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
2 o'clock. All right, Mary. Mary's gonna talk to us in person now. Your video, done. This is you in the human space.
I'm actually here,
She's
yes.
actually here. And I have had the chance to talk with Mary a little bit tonight and hear about the work that she is doing. And she's got some words to share. Mary.
Thank you, Shannon.
Thank you, my friend.
Hi, everyone. I'm so glad you're here. My name is Mary Capasolo, and I'm the team coordinator. I was so happy to find this organization back in 2017. I was a volunteer before that and had experience doing similar work. So I knew how important having a place for grief is to a community. I was honored to join our amazing staff team in 2018. But I felt heartbroken last summer when I put in my notice.
You are a terrible, terrible, terrible quitter.
Yeah, I felt like I had no option but to quit due to my busy schedule. I was about to enter my last year as a full-time mental health counseling graduate student, and my professors all assured me that I wouldn't have time to work. But by midsummer, my gut and my heart made me speak up and express that I could not imagine a better way to serve my community, that this work is too important to stop doing. And could I please stay?
She's not a terrible, terrible, terrible quitter. She's a stayer.
I stayed.
You stayed.
So here I am. Yeah, well, thank all of you. And throughout this year, I have witnessed the extreme strain on the mental health system because of the increasing amount and severity of mental illness caused by the pandemic. Resources that are typically accessible and always accepting more people have shut their doors due to the overwhelming need. Our TreeHouse is committed to meeting the increased demand for services in our community. And in order to do so, we need help from our donors. That's them. That's you.
That's you.
We have all experienced grief and loss of many kinds over this last year.
Yeah.
Now more than ever before, we collectively understand the damage done and the suffering felt when we grieve alone. I know you can feel that with me. This is because our relationships with our precious others, our families, are the most foundational and meaningful parts of life. And nobody knows that better than people who are sitting in the thick fog of grief. When the world shut down, Our TreeHouse was lighting up screens of children, teens, young adults, and caregivers across Whatcom County. Over this year, we've been able to accomplish so much because of contributions from our donors. Our youth and family program, our young adult program that you've heard so much about already, and our teen program offer ongoing support right now. At Teen Night, we offer things like phone check-ins. Yes, we offer art kits, deliveries, and they're fancy. And we offer a bi-weekly moderated online chat forum that you heard about earlier. A month has not gone by without teens and families reaching out for support from us. So why are we here?
Money.
Yeah. Our goal for this evening is $50,000 in the next 10 minutes.
That's your goal for right now for this evening. That doesn't include any of the auction items. That doesn't include the silent that'll close tomorrow. That includes right now.
That's right.
Right
That's
now.
my goal.
Right now.
Next 10 minutes.
Yes.
That sounds ambitious, and I understand that these are stressful times for so many. And so we appreciate anything that you can give. I ask that you contribute from your heart. And for those of you who can, please, please consider donating more than you expected to tonight. It takes all of us to make this work possible. So what can you generously donate tonight to help us reach this current goal right now, 10 minutes, of $50,000? Now is the time to show up for our community members in need. And we thank you for your donations that directly allow us to do just that.
The proceeds from tonight's event are going to help to fund our programming for this calendar year. The $50,000 goal is not the entire goal of this event. We have a loftier goal than that, but the 50 is truly just the chance for you to give from your heart. Not to walk away with an awesome, beautiful tree pole or a fabulous a picnic basket or got the beer answer. It is the chance to say, I'm doing this because I can, because I've been impacted by Our TreeHouse, because I see the work that we are doing, and I can give. If you got that stimulus check once or twice, or not even at all, it's okay to share that. It's okay to spread that around like glitter. It's okay to say, I'm gonna say no to the mochaccino latte, and I'm gonna say yes to giving. It is okay to say, I could do 10% more than I've done in the past, or 20, or 30, or 40. It's okay when your card expires and you're doing an ongoing giving to say, I'm gonna bump that up a little bit. And every time you see the thanks that come from our young people, our youth, our families, our professionals, our caregivers, you're gonna know that what you have done has impacted on such a meaningful way. Because honestly, as phenomenal as a nonprofit is, it still takes money to run the foundation. It still takes money to keep an overhead, to keep staff, and to keep the facilities going to our families that are in need, our kiddos, our teens, our young adults, to let them be awesome, healthy, thriving people in our community. And every dollar that you give is going to be appreciated more than you will ever know. One of the biggest things when we ask is truly, it is just coming from your heart. So if you can, do, and share it. Our TreeHouse is amazing. I only heard about Our TreeHouse a few years ago because somebody spoke about it in an event I was at for, I believe it was Chamber. Share the news, share what we're doing, share the need in this community. Think about who you were at 8 years old, or at 15 years old, or at 22 years old when something happened in your life, and who you went to, and knowing if there was a resource, what that would have meant for you, or if you had a resource, what it did mean for you. Knowing how much we can do for our families and our community, Mary, it's everything for us. It really is. So we do ask that you give now. Just go right to that ticker on your upper right-hand corner on your bid. Click on the Fund a Need. Thank you. Jerry's holding me up a little sign. It's the Fund a Need button. That's the one to give. Given whatever amount you can and give more than you expected. Mary said that, and like, that's what it is. Give more than you expected. Because honestly, your money does keep us going. The need is going to be there regardless. We want to be here to meet that need. Mary, thank you. I adore you. I'm so glad you're not a quitter. And eventually, one day when she does decide to move on, I will probably nag her a little bit and sit outside her front door and just be quietly on the doorstep. But
I don't
I don't
think
think
that will
that
ever
will.
happen.
I think that that's a part of a piece of the work that's done here is it continues. We started as a volunteer, you became an employee, and you know that the work here is so important. Mary, I'm gonna have you go that way. Terry, I'm gonna have you come this way. We have no more videos. Now everything you see behind the scenes is now live. Well, look at, we just switched
Okay.
seats.
And I'm gonna share a screen. You're not gonna be able to see me for a little bit.
What? Terry's gonna share a screen. You're not gonna be able to see her. Oh, Terry, love that. You also just need to know that she's a fabulous, wonderful human being. Not seeing her doesn't mean she's not here in person. Terry's got a screen.
So we have a ticker up now with our donors, and right now we're at $4,745. So
That's our fund and need.
yep.
All right, we got to just 10 times that is all we need, folks. So everything you've just done, go put another 0 after it. Throw a decimal point to the right, and everything will be met. We will have that need. Like I say, tonight is the time that we're going to ask you for it. We don't want you to forget that we are here. When the time is right, we can continue to give. The funds coming in, it doesn't stop today. It doesn't stop tomorrow at 2. If your life is in a place where you can give in an ongoing manner, please remember ongoing giving. Our fundraisers annually make a huge difference, but also the ongoing giving makes a huge difference as well. Remember us in your wills, your estate plans. Remember us in your taking your required minimum distribution out of your IRA. You can give that pre-tax to a nonprofit foundation. No taxes to you. So you know what? Don't pay the IRS more than you need to. Look at that. You just learned something from your financial advisor tonight. All of the need is here. Terry, come in and tell us what's going on. Watching the cables. There she is, my love. Hi, Terry. Terry McIntyre.
Hi.
How you doing here?
Good.
Good. All right.
I'm glad that Drew's here to help.
Right. Thank you,
We would be
Drew.
watching Black Air right now because I would have lost a spot. I just want to tell you, we are so appreciative again of all of you being here with us tonight. And again, if you click on the Fund a Need button, that is going to be open all the way through tomorrow till 2 o'clock. But we really, really have a goal of $50,000. There's a lot that it takes with helping our families, helping these kiddos, helping our young adults, being able to provide all of the things that we're providing. We just can't do it without the support of all of you. And it also really, we have, when we're able to all get back together again, we have extra needs in our space that will increase those. Right now, some of those costs have been down. But as we start to move back into being able to gather
To be
together
in person.
and
Yes.
meet, so having you click on that button for Fund a Need, and as Shannon said, give from your heart. This is really going for a great cause, just supporting families, and we know that there's a lot of stress out there right now, and people are feeling not as connected, and this is really a way to help families who had already been experiencing grief or have experienced grief since that time. So please, please, please click on the Fund a Need and help us out. You'll be able to see it on your screen. It'll continue to, this option, like I said, will be up and you'll be able to click on that button. So
Share it and tell your loved ones that they can sign in still. They can still sign in. Once the live auction is closed, there's still all the silent auction and the Fund a Need. They can do that right through till 2 o'clock tomorrow. So share this on your social media, email it to your besties. I don't know, put it on a trucker hat and wear it out when you're grocery shopping with your mask tomorrow. Definitely sharing our message and sharing our need is the biggest thing that we can, right after you make a donation. The two of the biggest things that we can ask you to do.
yeah, and so think about it, Fund a Need, if you want to share this out with friends, you can share the link that you're logged in on. You can we sent out also when you got a text, you can share that text link with your friends. All they'll have to do is log in. And just a reminder on the items, we have a lot of items that we can mail out to people that live in other places.
areas.
So, hey, somebody who lives in Florida.
We can't mail you the wine. That's got to come to my house. All 12 bottles that are left.
So you have a friend who lives in Florida and they want to spend a great week in Palm Desert.
Yes.
Hey, they can jump in right now and bid.
You can meet them there.
Yeah.
How much fun would that be? Get together with somebody that you miss and buy the item and share it with your friend in Florida, and then you guys can both fly to Palm Desert.
Yeah.
Why did I not think of that?
Say, yeah, you go to Hawaii. What about if you want to you don't want to have to travel very far, but maybe you have friends that want to come join you on Orcas
Island. Yes,
Exactly.
exactly.
Island. Lopez Island.
We have a lot of islands around here.
Yeah.
So you have a whole bunch of people you want to thank as well, right?
I do, but I have to go back over to my computer because I can't see it from here.
You want to?
I'll just talk.
You'll just talk.
Off
I will give you interpretive dance as Terry is sharing
I'll do
her
that.
wonderful
I'll go
donors.
read
Terry's been phenomenal to work with. Terry reached out to me a couple months ago, and she's just been a doll baby. So just a personal from Shannon thanks to Terry as well. Thanks, Terry. She's doing a lot of work for us tonight, hustling hard.
All right.
Terry, say those names.
So we have Doug Crusoe donated $750. We had Jennifer Pfeiffer just donated $100. Laura Cardinal, $150. We have Heidi Pickering at $100. We started off the evening with a bunch of donations already sent in that had us at over $3,000. So yeah, so keep them coming
Thank
in.
you to each and every one of you. And again, please share the mission, share the link, share the website, share why you're here. You joined this tonight, you joined this event, you support our TreeHouse for a reason. Share that story. That is absolutely the biggest, bestest thing that you can do. We are coming really close to the end of our evening, you guys. So what I'm going to do, because I am going to now really mess with our wonderful technical AV Drew, I'm going to have him change the angle of the camera. So if you just grab that for me, thank you. Mira, I'm going to have you take this chair because we're taking the chairs away. That's right. The chairs are leaving us because now we're going to stand. The live auction, I've put my phone down. And that means that I don't know anymore where I am in the bidding cycle. I know who outbid me last, and I know who I outbid. Don't do it against me. Do it against someone else. Let me win what I want. The live auction will be closing at 8 o'clock, like I said. Still, all of these beautiful items. Some of these are live, some of them are silent. Phenomenal. Our donors, our wonderful, wonderful community members, our talented artists, quilters, and creative human beings, and all of the items that are on the webpage tonight. Again, live closes at 8 o'clock. Hopefully I had 3 minutes early and I can sit there and hover over my favorite item to be. But our silent auction closes tomorrow at 2. Remember that. Share the link. Get it out there. Show someone that you really want to know house, but you want it for, I don't know, Mother's Day is coming, Arbor Day is today, June 4th is coming. May the 4th be with you. I don't do it for no good reason. Surprise someone you love with a little gnome house in their backyard front yard.
And I have a quick shout out.
Terry,
Meg
yes.
Metzger just donated $2,000.
Meg Metzger, $2,000. Thank you so much. That is a huge, huge contribution. We love you for it. We love each and every one of you because, again, we want to meet our kiddos, our families, our teens where they are. And you, our donors, we want to meet you where you are. So whether it's $10 or $10,000, if somebody wrote a check for $50,000, we would still want you to give what you can because that is what makes the difference for us. Mary, will you come join me? Terry, will you come join me, please? Caitlin is going to come into us and just kind of give us a end of auction. Drew, it's all on you, baby. Caitlin, I know you want to say something specific as well. Thank you. All right, we're good.
I do. First, I want to, Terry, give you a huge thank you. You've been incredible in organizing tonight's event. Thank you for being just an amazing leader. Thank you very much.
Oh, that's okay. That's an
That's
art kit. That's an art kit.
Okay.
That's an art kit.
A number of other people to thank. The board, all of you have been amazing and contributing with your heart. We're so grateful for you all. Also, our staff. Mary's here tonight. Erin and Abby, you guys are fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing what you do and, again, sharing your heart with the youth and families that we serve. Drew, you've been, again, absolutely incredible.
Amazing.
Couldn't do this without you.
The man behind the camera.
The man behind
Yes,
the camera.
yes, and his avocado nuts.
The people that you didn't see tonight are incredible volunteer facilitators who make our programming possible. So thank you all, volunteer facilitators. And then the families who shared with us tonight. So the West family, thank you so much. And our young adults, thank you so much for sharing your story and sharing with us all the impact that our TreeHouse has had on you. And finally, thank you, our loyal supporters. We wouldn't be able to do what we do without you.
We wouldn't want to do what we do without
We
you.
wouldn't want to.
No.
And tonight, as we were going through the program, specific families kept coming to mind, and I kept thinking about the incredible impact that we've had on these families and that you've made possible. And again, we couldn't do this without you. And if we want to continue to support these families that continue to come to mind, we need your support. So thank you again for coming tonight. Thank you for your gifts, and keep giving.
Auction closes in 10 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be done. I love wrapping an event early. I'm very proud of us all. I was the only one that rambled in my Pique-Nique pants. And honestly, just stick around, hang out on that live auction, hover over your item like you do when you're in an in-person auction, and know that it is okay to spend a little bit more. I get 10 more minutes to go and check out my item, and I know I set myself a number before, but we'll see if that's a real number for me or not. I also said that I would donate $50 if I could make Mary laugh snort, and she hasn't yet, so I am going to commit to. She has laugh snorted for me tonight at least twice, so there's a $50 donation in honor of Mary's fabulous laugh snort. It is wonderful and awesome, and just know that we are here. The need will keep coming. Grief doesn't go away. Grief is love without a place to go. So remember that behind the grief stands love. I love you. There's not a damn thing you can do about it. Go forth, be good in this world. Thank you all for being here. Each of you, Drew, thank you. Caitlin, Terry, Mary, so much appreciation. Absolutely. We will see you. Stay in touch with us. Follow us on social media. Share the event. And to that, good night.
And one quick extra thing, you will get a text out, winning bidders will get a text.
That's right, you'll get a text confirmation. If you've been outbid like I have like 7 times now, you'll get a text that you are the winners. So yeah,
watch for those to come tonight.
It's okay
It's
to,
a little extra work coming up here.
there's some more stuff from us, but yes, absolutely, because we want them to get their things. Unless again, the wine fridge shows up at my house. I'll give you my address, call me. There's only 4 bottles left. Love you, yay!